Welcome and thanks so much for joining us here on the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. It is Friday, August 14th. And what does that mean? Steele County Free Fair is right around the corner, and it's going to be fair, and nothing but the fair here on today's program. But before we get into all of that, we definitely want to take this opportunity to thank our Owatonna Today Show supporters and encourage you to patronize their businesses, to support their organizations, to say thank you when you're out and about if you see them for doing the great job that they do in supporting our Owatonna Today Show. We would like to credit Steele County Free Fair back on as an Owatonna Today Show supporter at this time. City of Owatonna, Express Employment Professionals, and Owatonna Public Utilities, all of those are our premier supporters. Our primary supporters, the Owatonna Foundation, Little Theater of Owatonna, Brookdale Senior Living, and Amy Swain Hearing Centers, and our interlude supporters. They are TPS Insurance, the Third Hand Video Productions, Steele County Transitional Housing, Steele County Historical Society, Snap Fitness, the Owatonna Business Incubator, Clancher & Son Landscaping and Concrete, Horizon Eye Care, Fairview Animal Medical Center, ERA Gillespie Real Estate, Carlson Branstad and Company CPAs, Glenn Mager and Michael Mager of the Brickmaker Funeral Home and Medford Funeral Home, Brenda Bednar Mortgage Office, Bremer Bank, and Abraham Consulting Technologies. If you or someone you know would like to become a sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show, please get a hold of Leanne. Call her at 390-5751 or owatonnatoday@charter.net is our email, and she'll be happy to get you information on becoming an Owatonna Today Show supporter. As I mentioned, it is Steele County Free Fair, and so today's entire program is dedicated to a preview of next week's fair. So without further ado, we're going to take a break for our supporters, and then we'll get into our preview.
I'm Dan Branstad of Carlson Branstad and Company, Certified Public Accountants. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Greetings from the Steele County Historical Society. We invite you to visit us and enjoy your county's history at the History Center and Village of Yesteryear. For current exhibits and events, check our website, www.steelehistorymuseum.org.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show. We are your community connection, and I am your host, Francy Hall. And I am joined by the masterminds of the Steele County Free Fair. That's how I think of you. We've got Todd Hale joining us here and Jim Gleason, and we're going to be talking about all things fair for the next 20 minutes, right? Right, okay. Right. Well, let's get started. We are here in the Muckle building, and we're in the Fair Museum. And behind us, I just want to point out, I don't know if anybody can see it, it says the Minnesota State Fair at Owatonna in 1883. So we once hosted the State Fair as well.
Yes. They moved it around the state, didn't they, to various...
I think it went a couple places, Todd, and then ended up in St. Paul shortly after, and I think it all came in by train, if I remember a lot, and I believe that it was probably on that east side of Owatonna, kind of where J.C. Park is. That was the fairgrounds, was down kind of somewhere in that area back in that time, you know.
Well, and how long have we been in this location, Todd?
This location is, you better ask Jim.
It'll be the 100th year, so actually 1918. This fairgrounds was built since 1918. So in 2018, in about 3 years, we'll have the 100th anniversary at this location. Now I know, and I'm not sure of the year, early 1900s, they were downtown in Central Park for a while.
Right.
And one of the main attractions and main rides was like a slide of life, a zip line or a slide thing that went from the top of the courthouse down to the band shell in Central Park.
Oh my God! So we had zip lines back then.
Well, a zip line or a slide or whatever it was, but I know that was something that I know Elmer Reeson had in his file there of one of the things, the unique things about the fair here in Owatonna. So that was back in the early days.
One of my favorite is the giant slide. I don't know why. I just love riding down on those, little sacks. So this is then the 97th year.
That's correct, at this location of the Steele County Free Fair, right?
I guess
Right.
so.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And this year's fair starts this Tuesday, August 18th. This is the latest in the calendar that the fair is held, and starting next year we start moving upward again. And I think the earliest it's held was probably last year, and that was when it started August 12th. So you can't believe how much value that I had, at least, but I'm sure Jim did too, of having an extra week and a half of preparation time.
So we're still getting ready right now. So we need to talk about what we're getting ready for. What goes on right now just before the fair gets started?
Well, if people have been by the grounds, they've seen that earlier this week some of the carnivals started moving in because with the change in schedule this year, folks, things have changed a little bit with some of the vendors and some of the fairs and that. So some people have the week off or aren't playing, as in our case, our carnival is not playing 2 fairs right before us, they're only playing 1. So they're close by with their headquarters in Faribault. So they're down here, they've got stuff set up. Vendors have been here earlier, and really it's going to be a busy weekend, but a lot of things will be set up a little bit earlier this year, and so people will notice that when they go by the fairgrounds.
And we have some looky-loos probably too, right? Do people come by checking things out, what's going on, all the new things coming in?
Oh, sure. Yep, they do. They like to come up, and I remember when I was a kid, I did that as well because I grew up 2 blocks from the fairgrounds. So I remember coming up and trying to get a job or seeing how the rides were going up, and we're all excited. So that was so it's kind of still a neat thing. That tradition kind of carries on.
Yep, I think they close off Elm Street. I guess I got my own
You got
mic,
your
don't
light,
I?
yeah,
They
you
close off Elm Street about Monday, don't they, or Sunday?
Today.
Okay, actually today,
right,
so there
right.
won't be any through traffic on Elm this weekend before the fair.
So if you're watching this, you can't come through. You can walk
No,
through.
you can't come through, you can walk through, but you can't come through, no.
So now we know why you are such a fixture, because you grew up 2 blocks away.
I did.
And so this is just something that's in your blood.
Well, right, and then, as in Todd's case as well, we've been at the fair for many, many, many years. Since I started at KRFO in 1974, been at the fair every year, and of course every year before that growing up, and Todd for many, many years as well. So between the two of us, there's a lot of experience at the fair here.
Absolutely, and we appreciate it. So tell us what we can look forward to at the fair, Jim. Well, let's start with you about the things that you're in charge of. Can you first let us know again, what are the things that you are responsible for here as the manager?
Well, that's quite a long list, actually. But I mean, as far as the fair goes, working on both inside and outside concessions, that's kind of my main thing. As well as the sponsorships, get most of those, which I've worked on in the fall time and that. But I've been busy out marking spots. The county, thank you to them, the county highway department they've been working up here, finished up last week, and have been working up here for a while to do patching and work on the ground. So I haven't been able to get out and mark all the spots, the 200 plus spots outside for the food vendors and outside vendors that have to be marked and measured. I've got some marks from last year, but I've been keeping busy doing that now and getting ready for those. And as far as new things go, I think I'm just going to jump right to that, Francie.
I have one question for you. So you physically go out and mark off the spots?
Yes, I have helpers that do that, but I've got the marking wheel, taught by the master, my predecessor, and my mentor, Elmer Riesland. So I've got all the maps there with everyone laid out on it, the exact footage. We utilize every inch of this fairgrounds, as people probably know.
Oh yeah. Okay, well tell us what's new. You wanted to get to that.
Sure. Well, you're going to have I'm just going to start on the top of my list here or whatever. The Gold Star Midway, of course, will be back for the 4th year. Mega Ride tickets still on sale until this Tuesday, the opening day at 5 o'clock at our exclusive partner, Hy-Vee.
What's Mega Rides for people who don't know?
Okay, the Mega Ride ticket allows you to go on all the rides on the Gold Star Midway throughout the week. The ticket price is $49, and that's for the whole week. A great bargain. It's a great bargain. They're available exclusively right across the street from the fairgrounds at Hy-Vee till 5 o'clock on Tuesday, and we sell a ton of them. So get yours early. So okay. So new things. You'll have the opportunity to wind your way through the Crazy Maze. That's going to be located near the petting zoo on the north end of the fairgrounds. Vogel's Petting Zoo and pig races, they'll be back. I believe it's the 20th consecutive year here at the fair. So, and they do a great job. I have a number of new vendors in the inside in the Four Seasons, and I want to make sure people are aware of that. There was more change than usual in the Four Seasons this year, so myself and our staff in the office have been working hard to get new vendors, so we've got a lot of new vendors there. Let's switch over to the grandstand. I'm going to just go through the grandstand lineup. bull riding on Tuesday, free Battle of the Bands on Wednesday starting at 5:30. That will be followed by a concert with tickets for $10. Featuring Drop Tailgate as the opening band with Owatonna and Travis Thamert, and then followed by Lost Highway. That'll be in front of the grandstand on Wednesday. Thursday night is Hairball, Truck Tractor Pull on Friday night, Antique Tractor Pull Saturday morning, the Enduro Race Saturday evening, and Delmo Derby on Sunday. A lot of those good events that always draw good crowds, and so we stay with those. So that's the grandstand lineup, Francie.
All right, I love the demo. I don't know why, I just love that event. So what are some of the new, you mentioned there are some new exhibitors in the expo. Who is that going to be?
Oh, we've got a piano player gentleman that'll be in there, and Tilly Air Plants will be there, and some kids games and puzzles, and just some different clothing items, and just some new unique things that we haven't had before. So I'm pretty excited about them.
I know I may be the only one. I'm really excited about this Tilly Air Plants. I love air plants.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys got to look that up, but that'll be neat. I'm definitely going to stop by that booth. All right, what else do you want to share with us?
Francie, people are always interested in the new foods, and we do have a number of them this year, including potato pancakes, chicken burrito sundae, Evie's egg rolls, a brownie bash, a burger dog, Indian taco fry bread, dessert fry bread, French macaroons and maple bacon long johns, and pig pen rolls, and a hot beef sundae, and a cool Wild West soda stand that I'm really excited about that we just saw down at the Albert Lee Fair at Freeborn here last week. Unfried ice cream, flatbread, steak, chicken, and Filipino food, and the list goes on and on. I want to say that I want to salute the Aurora Diner. We're going to make a presentation to them on Wednesday of the fair. It's their 50th anniversary here at the Steele County Fair since the Aurora Diner was built and opened back in 1965. We are doing a survey at the fair this year. When you come to park and see the parking attendants, we're doing a survey. You'll be able to go online and fill out a survey that we'd like to do and get some people's thoughts and input on the fair. So that's something new this year, and I guess the list goes on and on.
Of course it goes on and on. I'm sorry, hot beef sundae? Clearly, so there's nothing sugary involved in this, is there?
No, it's just nice in a bowl with the hot beef and the mashed potatoes and the cherry tomato on top, so it looks like a sundae.
Okay,
so.
all right, good. It looks like a sundae, but it tastes like
pretty good.
hot beef. All right. We're going to be headed to Todd soon. Let's give us a preview here, Todd, of what we're going to be talking about with you before we go to.
Well, we'll touch on a few of the free acts that are here on the stage. You can actually come to the fair and enjoy entertainment all week long for free, and it's free, of course, admission to the fair as well. So we're going to touch a little bit on some of the new acts that we have coming, and also some of those that come back on a regular basis because people enjoy them so much. So we'll do that here in the next segment.
Great. The old favorites. We certainly
the old
recognize
favorites.
them, but we so appreciate
right.
all that stuff that keeps coming back year after year that
yes.
we enjoy so much.
And you'd think that they would be, people would get tired of them, but they pack the park.
They do.
Armin Rizak, of course, who's passed away now, but he was a 50-plus year entertainer here at the fair, and we had him back every year. It was
All
great.
right. Well, we will be right back. After a word from our sponsors, we'll talk more about the fair with Todd Hale and Jim Gleason. Stay with us.
It's fair time again in Owatonna, Minnesota's biggest county fair, the Steele County Free Fair. Runs August 18th to the 23rd. It's a show for the whole family. Over 40 thrilling rides on the Gold Star Amusement Midway. David Smith Jr.'s back for 2 human cannonball shots daily on the Midway, sponsored by Owatonna Motors. 6 great grandstand shows, beer garden entertainment every night. It's food, fun, and screams in 2015. The Steele County Free Fair in Owatonna, August 18th to the 23rd.
Recreational fires are allowed within the Owatonna city limits. They must be contained within a fire pit or a device designed for such use, and can be 3 feet in diameter and no more than 3 feet high. They must be 25 feet from a building or combustibles. Only untreated or unpainted woods must be used. Fires must be attended by a person at all times that are capable of extinguishing the fire. This has been a safety tip from the Owatonna Fire Department.
Hello, I'm Glenn Mager.
And I'm Michael Mager with the Brick Mager Funeral Home and the Medford Funeral Home. At Brick Mager, we are privileged to have served the families of Steele County community for 118 years.
Whether you choose traditional burial or cremation, we promise the tribute your loved one deserves with the peace of mind that you require.
We are proud to be part of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, this is Barry Gillespie, president of ERA Gillespie Real Estate, where our pledge is to save you money, save you time, and simplify your life. And we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hello, I'm David Einhaus with the Owatonna Foundation. Thank you to all of our donors who have helped make Owatonna a better place to live. Will you join us today with a financial gift? Owatonna Foundation is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
We are back with Jim Gleason and Todd Hale in the Muckle Building in the Fair Museum. And we're going to ask real quick though, Jim, you had a couple of other things that you needed to tell us about that are important. What are those?
Sure, a couple of other new things. We do have 4 new bands in the beer garden, which which is kind of exciting. Good to change that up once in a while. So we've got 4 new ones out there. I'm not going to go through each nice lineup, but there's 4 new bands. See a new one on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I guess. New bands on Saturday night in the beer garden. So that's something new. If folks don't know, we've had now for this about, I think about the 3rd year now that we've had a shuttle service up here at the grounds, and we have 6, 8 passions or golf carts that travel from the east end of the fairgrounds to this end of the fairgrounds and around the grounds. So if people need a ride from the parking areas, we're more than happy to provide a shuttle and get them over here. So if they have problems or are a little handicapped or can't walk real good, we'll give them a shuttle ride over, and that's been real popular. I think we did 1,500 and some shuttle rides, Francy, last year at the fair.
How do they get that? Do they just notify the parking attendant?
Yes. Yeah, and there's people that they're cruising around, and we have radios up here and stuff, so we can be in touch. They may have to wait a little bit until a driver's available, but we'll eventually get them moved around. So that's a nice service, and we like to offer that.
All right. Anything else you wanted to tell us about?
One other thing I wanted to mention is that of course we did make the fairgrounds smoke free, and there are designated smoking areas. There is signage on the new ticket booths. Another thing new ticket booths that are not ticket booths but parking booths that our crew built, and those will be around the entrances where the parking entrances are, and there'll be signage on those, and then there's about 6 or 7, 8 different areas designated, and there'll be maps out in the media to show where those are. But otherwise the rest of the grounds are smoke free, and we appreciate people following those designated areas, and we don't want to create any problems because there haven't been any.
Okay, well, there you go. No problems and no smoking in certain areas, most areas. Okay, all right. Well, we're going to come back to
Yes.
Todd.
Jim talked about foods at the fair, and do you know that, and I'm not sure of the year, but it was quite a while ago, there was a junk food eating contest that was held here in the fair, sponsored by the Ruth Schreiner Junk Food Eating Contest and the Ruth Schreiner Law Firm. Doug Ruth, Scott Schreiner. They were located on North Cedar at the time with their office. Very simple rules. You take $10 and you purchase combinations of junk food that represented anti-health, anti-wellness, and anti-good nutrition. And judging was based on originality and grossness, and everything had to be purchased and eaten at the fair. And the judges announced a tie between attorney Scott Schreiner and Sean Flurkey. At the time, Schreiner's concoction included a taco burrito with French fried onions, mini donuts, and cotton candy all inside. Flurkey submitted a chocolate-dipped corn dog and a strawberry malt with cheese curds inside, topped by a shish kebab. As far as I know, and as far as Doug knew, there was only one of these held. And that was it. That was it.
Oh my gosh, we should try another one.
Yes, yeah, we should. That's another.
For next year.
But one of my prime responsibilities, besides placing all the advertising that you see in here, is the booking of the free entertainment stages at the fair. And we have, of course, our regulars that come back that people really enjoy and would probably run me out on a rail if I didn't get them back. Ray Sands is a good example. People love Ray and they love to see him come back, and he's from over Kenyon Way, so he'll be back with us. But we try and two things. We try and include some Steele County acts because this is a Steele County fair. Obviously, Logan Johnson and his partner are good examples, DeCam and Johnson from Owatonna here, and the dancers from the Jill Hogard Dance Studio. And the biggest crowds that come to the park are those that involve local people. It's just amazing, but that's the way it is. But we try to bring in new stuff too, and this year we have on the United Prairie Bank stage, we have Scott Rogness, who is a graduate of Owatonna High School. He lives over in Red Wing, and he and the Shasta Kings will kick off our Tuesday night opening entertainment, and then we'll follow that up with our fabulous Love Handles, which will be at 8 o'clock at night. We've had them here for a couple, 3 years, and they're really fabulous, yeah. And people really enjoy them.
Can you tell me who the previous band? I'm sorry, their names again, and what kind of music do they?
Scott Rogness. Yes. It's basically soft rock, I think. Yeah. Scott's a very well-known musician, has done music in California and this type thing, so he's fired up about coming back. We are bringing in the Concord German Singers from New Ulm. This is about 25 singers that will be performing on Wednesday afternoon at 5:15, all German songs. I'm sure we got a lot of German. Oh, there'll be Papa stuff.
Do we have huge kinds of beer?
In the beer garden.
Not in the beer garden, yeah. Okay, so the Concord German Singers will be coming in on Wednesday. Bluegrass Review, which has been with us a number of years, will be back with us again. Thursday, as we said, Ray Sands. Marv Nissel will be coming in Thursday as well for Senior Day. The seniors love Marv Nissel from over in New Ulm. That's Papa.
That's Papa.
That's Papa, right. And of course, our good friend Wally Pickle. We haven't had Wally Pickle back here at the fair for years. Some of his cohorts have passed on, but Wally's still going.
And what does Wally Pickle
He plays,
do?
He at one time played 3 trumpets at one time, but now he plays 2. So
he got himself in a pickle and he could only...
Yeah, that's right. Wally Pickle, he'll be back with us. Of course, we recognize our Senior Citizens of the Year at 6 o'clock that night. And of course, that involves Eunice Meixner, who is the Female Senior Citizen of the Year, and Tom Benaki, the Male Senior Citizen Volunteer of the Year. Oh. So they'll be honored on that night. And then, of course, Saturday is always our old time day, and we start out on Saturday late morning at 11:30 with Dan Stursa, who's a regular on that event. The Shimaluski Band coming to us from up in the cities. In the afternoon, Chris and the Riverbend Dutchman from over at Mankato will be here in the evening. On Sunday, we have our community worship service, which will take place in Fair Square Park. Pastor Todd Bugler from Trinity Lutheran and the Trinity Musicians will be providing the music. Pastor Todd will give the message. But this year we have a second church service. We're going to try this. This is more of a traditional service, not the contemporary music, but the traditional old hymns. Mm-hmm. Right, and it'll be held in the village of yesteryear. It's called, Worship in the Village. And Pastor Brent Carlson is going to be giving the message, and also the Golden Tones from Senior Place will provide the music. So that'll be on Sunday morning at 9:30. So you got a 9:30 service at the village and an 11 o'clock service in Fair Square Park. On Sunday, for the first time ever this year, the football cheerleader rally will take place 2 games into the season because of the screwy calendar this year or whatever. And so the Huskies will have played a couple of games, or at least one game.
Saturday night. Yeah.
Saturday night, right. The night before, they'll play Mankato West. So that's unusual. We've never had that happen before. probably won't again for a long time. Our KRFO stage also brings in a lot of special events and special acts as well. Greta Jacobson, who is a local junior at the high school, will be performing on Friday afternoon. We got Lisa Murphy, Stanley Kozlowski from Medford with his Polish old time band on Saturday afternoon. Lisa Murphy, the singing cowgirl. Well, we could go on and on, but we bring in a lot of different entertainment. And of course, we have a new stage this year that we should talk about, and that is over east of the 4-H building. And that's going to feature, number one, students from the Pillsbury camp. Camp Pillsbury will be doing some of their things that they're studying.
Like acrobatics,
yeah,
and things
this
like
type
that.
thing.
Okay.
So they'll be doing that 3 times a day, 3, 5, and 7, I think, are the times. And also we're going to have our Thank a Farmer feature, which we had last year inside the 4-H building. This year it'll be out on that stage. What is, Jim? Couple times during the year?
3 times a day for
3
each
times
program,
a day
yeah. So there'll be
for
6
each
programs
program.
throughout the day on that stage. So yeah, that'll be a nice new addition down there in that end of the grounds.
And how often are we doing the Thank a Farmer again? I want to get
3
involved
times.
with Thank a Farmer.
3 times, yeah.
3 times for each program, yeah. So kind of covering the whole day.
Last year we started something that we found to be very successful. That is, we start our entertainment on the Fair Square stage here on Tuesday afternoon, even before the fair officially opens up. And we'll be bringing in some Leon Olson from New Ulm at noon. And then we were scheduled to have Hans Horman with us with his accordion, but Hans had open heart surgery, can't perform at the fair. So who did we get to substitute?
Who?
Come out of retirement. Laverne.
Laverne Wanyas is coming out of retirement. Yes. So he'll be doing that, and he'll also be playing at the entrances to the Four Seasons exhibit hall. So all during Fair Week. We're glad to have Laverne back with us. Welcome back, Laverne. And then Tuesday afternoon we have our flag raising ceremony at 5, and then the fair kicks off. So it's going to be a great entertainment venue here at the fair. And of course, we haven't even touched on the entertainment that'll be over at the Village of Yesteryear, because they have their own stage as well, and they have a full lineup of entertainment over there too.
So maybe people can go to the Steele County Historical Society website and look for information.
They can,
about
and we have it all printed in our brochure.
Okay.
Which is
We can't forget the human.
the human cannonball. The only fair that he plays, I think, Jim, right?
Well, I guess Todd, he has played a couple other ones that are connected with a fair, but we're one of the only actual fairs that hires him, from what I understand.
Yeah.
So
Plus
David Smith Jr. will be coming back.
5:30 and 8:30 shots over the Midway ride. And he loves the Steele County Fair. He wouldn't come back for 2 performances a day.
And so do we, and so do all of us. We invite you to the fair. It's coming up here on the 18th through the 23rd. Thank you so much for bringing it to us, Todd and Jim. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. Thank you for joining us, and do come back and join us next time.
All right.
Amy Swain Hearing Centers is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Dr. Amy Swain, and I want everyone to hear better.
I'm Deb Gillard. And I'm Sean McNulty with Brookdale Owatonna Senior Living Solutions.
We are assisted living and Alzheimer's and dementia care communities here in Owatonna, and formerly known as Clare Bridge and Sterling House.
And we are proud sponsors of the Owatonna Today Show.
Oh, and a quick wrap up of a long show with lots of information on this Friday, August 14th. We'll be back again with you on Monday, just pre-fair, talking a little bit of a preview of the photography exhibition and also CAF camp. So we'll be joining you again on Monday. See you then. Have a great weekend.